Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Chrono Trigger. I'm sorry, he folds his arms and scoffs at me. I was going to say, I'm sorry, that's what his field sprite looks like. He just looks like the Count, and he doesn't take very kindly to that. Then again, when does he ever take kindly to anything? Last time, we explored the second Dimensional Vortex, at least the one that we chose to explore, in 12,000 BC. And this time, we find ourselves in the end of the world with this beautiful music and this beautiful color scheme. Green's my favorite color, and I very much like what these time gods have done with the place. Now, oh, we're in Earthbound Village, okay. There was some good charmable item by the enemies here. The mermaid helm, perhaps? I'm gonna check it really quick just to be sure. Something that I've been wanting to see ever since we got all those crazy damage buffs on Chrono and then Ayla got even stronger. I've wanted to see just how strong Falcon Strike might be if we were to use those two together in a dual tech now. Rainbow Helm, okay. That's actually kind of cool. Magus, how about you unleash your magical powers upon them? We haven't been using the guy a whole lot in the post-game because he just joined so late in the adventure, so he didn't really get to be a part of a lot of the topics that had us fighting enemies, and just since then I haven't used him in the party a bunch, so I thought this could kind of be his time to shine. Rainbow Helms are good and all, I don't need more of them, however. Where is it? Falcon Strike, here we go! Throw him up in the air like you just don't care. 1782, really? That's it? That's disappointing because the regular attacks hit for a lot more now. I do have him equipped, right? Master's Crown. Oh, I only have the golden stud on. Prism Spectacles it is. She has the Iron Fist. Okay, we'll do this a little better this time. I sure hope that doesn't only affect their regular attack damage. If that's the case, then I've been kind of mistaken for a little bit. We won't find out in this area. Where is this? This is a new location. This is not a place that we've been to before. And of course I gotta fight these rats again. You're just testing me, aren't you? The Lost Sanctum has become self-aware and sentient, and it's watching me from across these different time dimensions to see how it is I react to things. Well, I'm onto you, and you will not cost me my sanity, because the Lost Sanctum already did the work! Those enemies had to have had some kind of strong physical resistance, and that's the only explanation for my low damage, because one multiplier should not have done that much. That's not even close to the same amount of damage. Oh, what? Magus, we finally found somebody who will love you. He hit on Magus, causing him to attack in his stead. That's kind of a cool attack, actually, and we've never seen it do that before. Didn't know about that. I guess I just kind of kill every enemy in one hit around this point in the game, so I was bound to not know about at least some of their attacks. The end of this corridor, there's a chest guarded by these two guys. That gives should be something good. That's real good. To the right from the starting junction, there's rats. And straight from the starting junction, the door is locked. We're going down over the. Oh, what? No, I can avoid you. I can avoid you. Oh, it's so good being able to avoid the enemies again. I'm really, really happy to be playing the Dimensional Vortex, and that feels awesome. I gushed a lot about the Singing Mountain, and that area was fun to play too. I said earlier in the adventure that 50,000 G is a large and very unnecessary amount of money. How much do I even have right now anyway? I'm over $900,000 in useless gold. Wow, but I said early in the adventure that I thought the Arena of Ages was my personal favorite DS exclusive area and that wasn't saying much. Honestly, seeing these DS exclusive areas again for the first time in actual years since I first experienced them, I think the Lost Sanctum just brought down my mood so much that it made me, oh, Master's Crown, 2 of them! I was wrong about there only being 1. That could go, perhaps on Luca. Oh, silly me, only men throughout history have ever worn crowns. I guess she just can't wear it then. Neither can Ayla. Well, okay, maybe if Ayla could wear it, it would be a little overpowered, let's be real. Putting that on Frog. Having an all-around damage boost when he's good at physical and magic damage, that sounds really great. So, I think it's just that the Lost Sanctum burned me so much that I was basically just indignantly clicking through with the rest of the game without actually paying much attention to it because I was just so burned from it. And that's a shame because this place is great. I'm very happy to be kind of discovering it for the first time and having a good experience while doing so. And it's kind of a shame that I really let it bring me down that much on my first playthrough, apparently, because I remember everything the DS added just being miserable. For the most part, I'm pretty happy right now. I can't get over that way. I think I have to go around. There it is. All that for an elixir. They can't all be master's crowns, it'd get boring. In between the thrones, where's the king's secret chambers? Why, his childhood villa, of course! If you want to get through here, you'll have to answer a question for me. I need help with your math homework. Well, that's okay. I am the Fiend Lord. I would know all about it. What is the name of the device Luca invented to stabilize gates? Well, that's the gate key. The Mammon Machine! You're absolutely wrong. Too bad. To the Hall of Punishment. Oh, no! It's a literal hallway that they send us to punish us. That's hilarious. Oh. Oh, no. Magus, get a critical hit if you'd be so kind. I've been wanting to see what your times 4 critical hit damage will be. Some punishment. I just laughed in his face after telling him a bad pun and he dropped dead. Very typical interaction for me to have with my friends. Another one? Oh, another 1-1. And is it going to be another 1-1-1? Or is it going to be another 1-1-1-1-1-1? Like that 6 new battle that we did all that time ago? Oh my god. I should have had Falcon Strike in this battle. That's bad. Dark Matter. Do we have anything that could hit? Beast Toss is 1. Boogie's just status. Spin Kick. Triple kick? No, it doesn't really seem like it. Oh, well, that took care of it right there for us, so I didn't even need Falcon Strike anymore. I'm thinking like a lowly level 20 peasant. Magus got a level up from that, which is good because he's by far our lowest level character as of right now. Only being level 70 compared to 72 on everyone else. Switched Frog in the party, because why not? And through the door. Oh, I don't have to answer the question again. They're not gonna make me brute force it. If you want to get through here, you'll have to answer a question for me. What is the name of Cyrus's... Oh, God. Oh. I'm sure it's not Meteor or Armageddon. I'm torn between Nirvana and Solar. I think I heard him say Solar Strike. The worst thing is he won't even tell you what the correct answer was. I can just run right through because I already okay, I have to do the last fight again, but that's still really funny that they're all gone. I still love how the Hall of Punishment is an actual hallway of a house. Oh, what? What? There's my 6th new battle. That's hilarious. His face in the door. Oh my god, the Dimensional Vortex even gets the comedy right. Everything else has been sorely lacking in personality. That right there takes the cake. How could I ever forget how good this was? Room number 1, room number 2, room number 3. I'd like to get at least one of these right. Who serves as Chrono's lawyer when he's placed on trial at Guardian Castle? I got this one. Really? You're gonna make me look like an idiot because I get the easiest one right? I dematerialized children of my mad Chrono Trigger trivia knowledge. What is Dalton's Up, the upgraded epic? Oh, that's easy. No, the Dalton Air Throne. Another Aero Dalton Imperial. Aero Dalton Imperial. Knew it had the word air in there. Or the sound of it, at least. I read that out loud way too much, and it's really bothering me how the corners of these rooms do not fill in on the map from you walking through naturally. Literally unplayable. Oh, it's a fish! Oh, it's like a fish and like bones and all that. Okay. I thought it was a clown shoe being served on a platter. You see it, right? Like, right next to Magus is the mouth of the shoe, and then you have like the round tip of it away from there, and then in the middle you have like comically big white shoelaces. That's great. Through the final door, time becomes unstable once more. And oh, we're in the forest maze. It's kind of fitting that I switched Ayla into the party for this. There is, for those of you that have been paying attention from all that time ago, one tech we have yet to see, and I'm gonna show it to you now. All the way down with the white gemstone, the Poyozo dance. This tech inflicts confuse on all enemies. That's cool, and not just because Marl smacks her ass to it. And there is forever a record of me saying that on the internet. Okay, yeah, it inflicts confuse on all enemies. It does shadow magic, I believe, and it's all right. It just doesn't do that much damage. You have to have your accessory slot given up in order to access it, and you get it so late in the game. It's obtained just before the fight with Queen Zeal, and of course bosses are going to be unaffected by it, though it would kind of make sense for her to be inflicted by Confuse or something that affects the mind, given how she's ended up. It's probably the least useful tech in the entire game, even less so than Cure 2, considering I found at least 1 or 2 situations where I needed to heal all the way up with it. It's not very good. Speaking of which, Marl's magic stat is so high now that she gets guaranteed 999 out of Cure 1 every time, and even Robo with his Cure Beam with 2 MP is able to restore around 800 right now, and his magic stat is nowhere near maxed out. That's yet another way that you can see just how useless that attack is. That 7/7 damage has been coming in pretty handy with all the regular enemies we've had to fell having Marl in the party. And that brings us over the tree root. Going back up this way, and yeah, just having to kind of work backwards with how I've done this before. So many enemies. And then up, and this is the exit. If it'll let me go. Okay, there we go. And unstable time dimensions. It's fine, we'll be okay, we always are. Oh, Magus's castle. Maybe we won't be fine. I find it so funny how those guys are called henches in the original version. And 2 more of them. Oh, and 2 of these guys too. On it goes. 2 more, and 2 of those things. Any more customers? I just had to ask. Marl gets a level up off of some random schmucks in a hallway. We've all learned hallways can be a very dangerous place today. Don't knock them. And this is the midpoint. Way out. Save point. You understand how this works by now. Which means, new area. We have the Keeper's Dome music, which I'm personally a very big fan of. There just so happens to be another unused music track that's related to this one. The Keeper's Dome in the prototype version of Chrono Trigger had a completely different song that exists nowhere in the final game, and when I saw this place as futuristic, I thought it was going to play here, but it doesn't. They didn't restore that song. Director of Research ought to have the security lock code release code written down somewhere in this room. He's a strange one, though, always writing in codes and what have you. Knowing him, he probably wrote it down backwards. That scared me. I thought the capture failed. Well, I guess I'm not letting you know that right now because we have a new enemy. This is Searcher. It absorbs shadow damage, it can inflict sleep, it can absorb HP, and its attack, defense, gets boosted when it's attacked. Which is about the very last thing I would want to be shooting out of my eyeball. That just sounds like a painful existence, and I'm getting way too into the semantics of what it's like being a giant eyeball. Anyway, here's the song I was talking about. and a pretty big one at that. This is the Lost Sanctum, isn't it? 50,000 G, yeah, it's definitely the Lost Sanctum. This is the Millennia Wood, which is definitely the least offensive out of all the areas in it. I'm pretty happy to see this one again, because all the rewards that it gave were, honestly, they were worth it. And it's a good place. Turbo Ether. Why would you stick a forest just right next to this place? Well, I guess I can kind of get into what exactly the Dimensional Vortex is, because I don't believe it's ever touched upon in Chrono Trigger exactly what it is. I'm going to try to be as spoiler-free about this as I can. It's widely believed, Mega Elixir, that this is a location that is present in Chrono Cross, the sequel to this game! Hello, Apocalypse Arm! The Apocalypse Arm is Robo's weakest weapon, but also his strongest weapon. It gives him 0 additional attack power, but inflicts 9,999 damage on critical hits. And of course, with equipment, you can raise his critical hit chance to get that more often. I think about the best chance you're gonna get out of him is about 1/3 of the time, which, you know, I guess that damage output would be about equal to his best weapon otherwise, but I think I'm gonna stick with the Dragon Arm personally. It's an interesting effect, but not interesting enough for me to actually use. So, this is inside of a place known as the Darkness Beyond Time. Without getting too deep into exactly what it is, the idea is that this is where discarded timelines go, vying for relevancy to reality. Since we have had many timelines get discarded throughout our adventures, that's why a lot of these places look eerily similar to places that we have been, or in some cases just are places we have been because we have discarded entire timelines just through our meddling throughout time itself. And there's really nothing here at the end of this. This is confirmed because the names of a lot of places, including the Dimensional Vortex itself, are very similar, if not the same names to areas that have been in Chrono Cross. I've just been avoiding talking about it until now because I wanted to see if you'd piece it together. So that's exactly where we are right now. It's just kind of like this weird time dimension-y place, and it's meant to connect this game to Chrono Cross when, honestly, in the original release, there were barely any connections at all to the story in Chrono Cross, so they felt like they had to retcon some in as time went by, and well, I guess it's kind of interesting. A lot of people thought this meant that Chrono Cross was going to get an enhanced remake that might fix some of the problems people have with it. That is yet to come to pass at the time of making this video, and I think that's a shame, because that game does have some strong merits. It's just not a very good sequel to this one. Security lock release code. Lab. I picked it because, well, I like things that are round. Subtle. Very subtle. He was very aware of his flaws. We go over here, we go up, and we have another battle. Oh no, Dragon's Tear buffs it by 50%. That's definitely what you're supposed to do with it. That way Robo has over a halfway chance of doing that. Counterattacks might be kind of good as well, but I think the Apocalypse Arm can come with us for a little while. I've switched up the party a bit. We're gonna go into this area. That'll just let us in right away. That will not. Intrusion detected! Come on! We are what? Level 80 or something by this point? I could kill him by looking at him. Don't even play me like that. This is not an early game area. I have killed so many of these things. And that's not even the worst of it. These are prototypes. You remember that whole naming scheme of how they were like version 1.0, version 2.0, all the way up to 4.0? Well, these are not even version 1, and yet we're still somehow to believe that they are that much stronger than us. Especially not when I hit like that! Oh, Robo! There you go, hitting like a truck and looking like one too! Oh! 44 damage when it fails, but still, getting that over half the time! That's cool! His attack being so low might hurt his attacks, but his regular attack... Oh man, I feel lightheaded from just how loudly I shouted in excitement. 48. Statistically, I will get it more often than I don't, so we can have some fun with this, sure. Robo, if you'd be so kind. No. Aerial Strike. That's supposed to be a sleep tech. These guys have an electric tech themselves, but are also weak to light in general, which we should see in a moment. Overload his circuits, fry him! Oh, he has a shock status when you hit him with it. That's actually really good to know. Robo's regular attack hit for a lot. Oh, okay, so never mind. It had sky-high defense, and that's why he was hitting for 40. He normally does around 500, so no, this weapon is very good if you're willing to sack his accessory slot for it. Can't do anything with that, so we'll just have to walk out. And that's where this leads you to. So we have a 4 stealth segment with enemies we can totally take. It's based on the party leader, so no worry about your other party members getting seen or something. Frog doing 2387 with his critical hit, and Robo fails to show him up because, well, it's Robo, and that's just his lot in life! It was delayed, but it was worth the extra wait time at the end of development. Oh, that's so good, Robo. You're awesome. That makes him so fun to use, actually. I wasn't expecting to like this weapon. I always just kind of ignored it because, you know, I wasn't really interested in something I couldn't guarantee, but no, that's awesome. Okay, move. And that leads to nothing. So I'm glad I stressed myself out this much. Wait for him to go. You know me, I have issues with patience. I don't like how you can't really see where they are because the screen crunch and you're supposed to not be in their line of sight and they can see you from off screen but you can't see them. Oh! Case in point, would have had no way of knowing that. Go. Yes, okay. Top left. That leads us here. And this looks familiar too. Booting security system. Release security locks. Please enter release code. B-A-L-L. Code confirmed. Security system disengaged. Back at the start. Analyzing security lock. Observation program. Lock release command executed by unregistered administrator. Initiating containment lockdown. Administrator registration at East Wing required to disengage lockdown. The door lock has been activated. It appears we are trapped. What shall we do now? We must think of a way to escape. Can anyone hear us? Can anyone hear us? Leave it to us. Oh, I can't believe you. You can't do anything without me, can you? You okay? Ayla, help! Oh, you have come! Thank you. There is a room to your east from which you can release the lock. Would you be so kind as to look for it? All right, just hold on a bit longer. We'll get you out. The inactive party are the only ones that may be selected during this time. So we have Marl, Luca, Ayla, and Magus. I want to have Magus in the party because he has access to light damage, and thus he'll be able to shock the robots if we run into any. The others can stay the same because I like the Antipode Bomb 3. On the easternmost side of the room, there's this door. Its lock has now been disengaged. And then this is, unfortunately, not a capsule, but a teleporter. I know, how disappointing. How exactly do they expect me to carry on and save my friends if I don't get free capsules at every turn? You gotta think about things like that, you know? The middle pathway is just an endless loop. It's a Saffron City gym puzzle. The left path takes us over here, which gives us, oh, hey, look, a capsule. A magic capsule, no less. Luca has hit Star Magic in the time that we have gone from not looking at her menu. I suppose that of everyone, Marl, because she might not hit Star Magic before the end. We'd get some help out of that. Going down. And that takes us back to start, but that's okay. On the right path. Oh, that's gonna be a, yeah. I just held right and it sucked me in. You there, Mr. Teleporter Pants? You just did they forget to animate you or something? I'm not sure why you just kind of teleported around the room and then teleported back to your original position after we had walked past you already. Magus is having no luck getting off his critical hit. Luca gets a level up. And this should be... Oh, another branching path. Let's try down. And it's another branching path, this time with a door. I'm not going to go into any additional doors. That's probably going to be the way forward. So how about the right? Down and right. Still going. That gives a regal plate. That's male only and increases stamina and magic defense by 10. His shadow plume plate gives him auto barrier. Probably not going to equip that on Magus in particular. Just kind of feels right to him having be the magic guy, you know? And that takes us back to the start. He really does just teleport around the room. Kind of sloppy. If we go down, and then go to the left, what does that do now? Nothing. Lefty Lucy? Lefty Lucy. They're girls and their name is Lucy. I've decided this. What a waste of time. Through the door, since we have tried every single combination and permutation of them all, the blue screen of death will still exist and cause you problems 300 years from now. Unregistered entrance, commencing extermination. Level 1 alert, eliminate intruders. Eats an enemy gauntlet. I probably should have healed. I got a free Mega Elixir. I got 34 of the suckers. I see no reason why we can't heal against the easy enemy that we'll take out in 2 hits anyway. They have a lot of evasion. It shouldn't be that bad. That's probably about 1/2 of its damage. That's probably the other half. It's done. Magus, if you'd be so kind as to land a critical hit against something in this fight, I'd love to see how much you do with quad damage. Unfortunately, you have to be on Zappy Zappy duty. This is your official duty name, and that is what I have decided. You need to lighten up a little bit in your life. I know you lost everything, but that's no reason to be grumpy. You know, okay, about him. I had an opinion about his character for a while after seeing the ending again, that I kind of wished that he gave you some sort of justification in the end instead of just disappearing into his gate without a word, where he'd at least thank you or something, where it would show that he did warm up to you a tiny bit in your time together. But no. It was actually Maryland, while we were talking about it, that changed my mind on this. I think it is for the better that he never does quite warm up to you, where maybe you could see that you could interpret his actions as him eventually enjoying his time with you, because you do see him chuckle a few times. But the fact that he never verbally says it, and his mission was to defeat Lavos. He joined up with us to do it, and when that was over, he just went right back to looking for Shala to atone for his meddling through time. That's his new mission in life, and it shows that his character arc is not complete. It would feel kind of cliche if he still had that to do and yet did the thing that you usually see a villain do who survives to the end of a story. I think I actually like it more now, and he was the one who changed my mind on that, so really, thank you. That's a really interesting take on the character that I didn't think of right away, and I was trying to make it follow the tropes of every other story, but it's yet another way that Chrono Trigger is anything but. We take out those enemies. Maximum alert, eliminate intruders. New enemy time. This is the Iron Maiden. It counters with an absorb MP attack, not just an MP buster. It absorbs it and uses it to power its own attacks. It had a missile attack, as we saw right there. Has a dark beam, which is shadow magic, and it's able to inflict stop and have HP. Whenever it dies, it also self-destructs, so maybe keeping up its your health, not its health, your health would be good. Antipode Bomb 3. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Don't absorb shadow, please. Good, good, good. It survived even that. Color me impressed. Dark versions of ourselves have not been able to survive that attack, so you're a good one. You're a very good one. Magus, I need to organize my items. They're horribly disorganized because of all the work that I did. Oh no, oh no, oh no. High potion on Marl. Marl, you cure Magus, and it's self-destructing. How much does this do? Oh, so I guess it's not that bad after all. He did have his very weak though, so it might have gotten a kill on 1 or 2 of us had I left it unchecked. Fatal error. Intruder elimination failed. Initiating system shutdown. They actually didn't account for anyone beating their security system, so it tried to load something that wasn't there and crashed. That's hilarious. Just this like so, and done. Administrator registration complete. Security lockdown disengaged. All right, that ought to do it. The rest is out of our hands. The locks have been released. It looks as though there's another route is open. Shall we take a look? This is clever. That's such a neat idea that they... What do you mean intruder alert system disengaged? That's a lie. These robots never get shut down. Frog got a level up from the mishap, so it wasn't all bad. I was saying that this is an extremely clever idea, separating the party and making it so that the 4 that you didn't use are the ones that have to save the day in the end, forcing you to switch it up. It is a little bit convenient whenever the party is split up and when they're not split up, because there are times where you're cut off from the end of time where they're supposed to be resting when they're not with you, and yet somehow they can be switched in and out when you're in prehistory. I don't really mind it. It's not like a major gripe. It's just one of those silly things to think about. Stop hurting my frog. Get for it. Okay. Another Iron Maiden. And you thought it was a boss. Nope, regular enemy that was able to survive that powerful of an attack. You know what you can't survive? Guaranteed damage! Oh, that was not a critical hit. Guaranteed damage! Can't survive that! Robo just got a lot more fun. I'm gonna have him in here for a while. Anytime? Okay, good. No. Does this actually hurt me? No, it doesn't. No, it does. It hit for like 50 damage there, so never mind. Here I was thinking, oh no, it actually doesn't hurt me and it's just cosmetic and, supposed to look dangerous, but it's not. It just stops you for a second and... Oh, dat bad. Dat bad. Falcon Strike might have been good to have. Frog. Man, I'm just calling Frog all of the wrong names. You can spread some water on these machines. Ah, they were made of stainless steel. Okay, well that's kind of disappointing. And Robo, you can just brute force for a critical hit. Chrono, you got Luminaire. Took a while, but they're down. Flex that bicep. And then we have another teleporter. And we have another one of these bits of Lavos intestine. This place is called the Twilight Grotto. Not what I would think of when it comes to a place this dark and dreary. There's another way out. You take the shelter, you take the save point, you slip under that place, and then another choke point. Strange. I feel like something's tugging me forward. I have to go. For this, Chrono and Ayla are gonna be joining. And Ayla's not at full health, and neither is Luca. Well, that sucks. Who are you? Are you really me? No, but I will be when I exterminate you! Did you notice my subtle little pun? I very intentionally said exterminate because it's called the Exterminator, huh? Yeah, I was doing a thing. Well, we're gonna go for a Fire Sword 2, attacking both of those, and wow, we don't have status immunity on everybody. This really sucks. Ayla, go for a Mega Elixir. That did not hurt Luca at all because her immunity to fire has kind of been her trademark from the very beginning. Heal everyone up, get that MP going. Okay, kind of sucks I didn't use the shelter. Shadow Fire. Excuse me, don't you mean Fire 2? Aren't you trying a little hard to sound cool? You are Luca and all. Okay, no. We'll go ahead and charm on the Crimson Shade. Oh, Ayla's blind. Oof. We needed status immunity a lot more than we did. You get a Nova armor from it. It's not as good as the other two and how you get it from, the items that you get from them. Since there's two of them fighting together, I consider this the most challenging of all of them, and that's why I chose to save it for last, just for those that might be playing along. Ayla and Chrono, you're gonna do a Falcon Strike because we have two foes to deal with, and Luca, I guess you can just Wonder Shot on the main target just to kind of see how well you can do. Gotta have a sniper versus sniper duel after all. 3,000 damage on the main target, that is excellent, excellent stuff. The Exterminator on the side is there to inflict you with status ailments. It's got poison, it's got blind, it has lock, actually. It can actually cancel status immunity, an effect we have only previously seen on Lavos, and I wholeheartedly believe that if anyone could invent that, it's Luca, for better or for worse in this particular situation for us. It's just meant there to be annoying. It's what makes this fight tough. It can restore HP, and it also counters with an MP buster, as you have seen. Falcon Strike? Yeah, let's go for it again. Falcon Strike is so good. That's a tech that I never, ever tire of using. It's so fun. It has such a satisfying animation. The shing together with the rainbow is just so cool looking. Kind of matches Chrono's whole motif with how he's got, like, rainbow everything now, too. He's great. I love this attack just so much. It's just really fun to use. Maybe Luca could... Lapis? Yeah. We'll have Luca kind of be on healing duty while we're just keeping up the Falcon Strikes. It's healing with 1,000 HP practically every turn, so we really gotta lay it on thick there to take it out. As you would expect, the Crimson Shade is just Luca. It has all of her attacks, but in an effort to sound edgier, it sounds way cooler than her attacks do. You go for another Lapis, because we're not going to use this on anything more valuable. They're just kind of burning a hole in our inventory. We'll keep our health up, and strike him again! So many bosses, enemies in general, have their are laid out in a way that you can very easily do that. Ayla's blind right now. She can go for a Panacea because she can't have any sort of statuses put on her again by Luca. Flare! Oh, that's bad. That's whoa, over 1,000 damage. Chrono, you have the means to revive, actually. Go ahead and raise her, like she was one of your own. High potion. Good. Okay. Not the problems of Athenian water. The fact that Luca has perfect status immunity as well is just coming in so handy here. Since Ayla's no longer... Oh, no. This is bad. Oh, it only hit for 100 that time. What gives? Like, actually, what gives? I don't understand. Regular attack should be terrible. Yes, that's exactly where I was going with that. 500 damage. Chrono, if you could crit. Or you can just win with a regular attack. Anticlimax! Chrono got a level up, though. A reward he doesn't deserve. She ate her! Speed, magic, and stamina. Speed and magic were already star. Stamina is the only one of those I care about. But it's still good. Her stamina stat's now 70, and that's not an easy stat to raise. It's not entirely likely that it'll get to star on its own either. Well, that's all three of them down. I guess you could call them the three-dimensional vortexes. Next time on Chrono Trigger, we see the end to this post-game with the final bonus video. See you guys then.